Hey you guys, it's Karen, and I wanted to come and do, I need to lower my voice. My own voice is so painful to me sometimes. I wanted to come and do a different kind of video. I would normally do a migraine or a health update on my health channel, Life as a Zebra. But this one I wanted to do on here specifically because I wanted to talk to you guys about the fact that I'm aware that there have been a lot less videos lately on my channel, and I unfortunately don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And so I just wanted to tell you where I'm at for anybody that doesn't follow over on Life as a Zebra. And where I'm at is I'm really struggling, to be honest with you, because I have chronic migraines. I'm under a neurologist. I've had many treatments from Botox to I'm now on my second anti-CGRP injection, and nothing seems to be working. But on top of that, I don't have very many options with pain relief because triptans just don't work for me at all, which at one point I thought kind of signified that I don't have migraines, but the neurologist assured me that's not the case. Triptans don't work for a lot of people. Even if they did work, you can only take them a few times a week. You know, when you get a prescription for a triptan, you get 6 in a packet. I can't take aspirin or ibuprofen or anything like that because we discovered a few years back, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know I ended up in A&E a couple of times with really bad stomach and chest pains, and it turned out to be ibuprofen. So I can't take any kind of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, which is such a pain because, believe it or not, with all of the various high-tech injections and Botox and all of that treatment that I've tried for migraine, an aspirin works. You know, taking a Beecham, which is what my dad used to take for his migraines, works for me. But there's been times where I've been so desperate that I've taken one and I'm just so close to having to go into A&E, and I end up having to take a tramadol, which is what I take for my migraine. And so it's kind of defeats the purpose. And I'm just damaging my stomach more. I am on stomach protecting drugs as well, but I took ibuprofen quite a lot for years, and it's just caused damage. So just around about lockdown, the first lockdown in 2020, I was prescribed tramadol for my migraines. It was around about the time my dad died. I was really struggling with trying to organise everything and cope with the migraine. And there is a study that shows that although opioids are not really they're not really recommended in migraines. So the first thing when I saw the neurologist before that, he told me was to stop codeine. I used to be on codeine, a lot of codeine. Now I don't take any codeine anymore. But there is a study that shows that tramadol can be very helpful in chronic migraines, but there is a limit to how long it works for and a limit to how much you can take. But I was prescribed it then, and it was a bit of a lifesaver really, because my migraines have only got worse over the years, and it got to the point where I was having them every day. I would have a bit of a period in the morning where I didn't have them, and then in the evening, but every day from sort of 11 a.m. onwards I would get them. And tramadol for some reason works very well for me. It works not only on the headache, it works on the dizziness. So my number one symptom is feeling lightheaded and dizzy. My number 2 symptom is headache, or noise sensitivity and headache. And for me, the tramadol works on all of that. So it was great to have an option. Now, I'm only allowed to take it 3 times a week. So 1 dose 3 times a week. And so on those 3 days, I get sometimes longer than others, but normally around about 3 or 4 hours relief in that day. So I have to time it exactly to what I'm doing, There is a reason I'm telling you all of this. So that has been working great, and it's nearly 3 years now, isn't it? So 2.5 years, say, that I've been on that, those tramadol, and it's just been amazing because it has meant that I can plan to take it at weekends. I can make those 2 of my 3 days, and then the other day I'll use for when I have an appointment where I need to drive to it or something like that, or I'm looking after Watson and needing to walk him, or when he's had his tumour removed, I needed to look after him, that kind of thing. So there's been a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, it has stopped working as well recently, which is the kind of course it takes, The hope would have been that by now the other treatments for prevention of migraine would have been working better for me. I probably could go to the doctors and get an increased dose. I'm not sure. I don't know how they would feel about that. I'd have to speak to my neurologist about it. I'm seeing him next week, actually. But, you know, where is the end of that? The end of that is you just keep going up in doses. And I think there's only 2 dose escalations you can do. And then you'd need morphine. And I don't want to get on that ladder unless there's absolutely no other choice. And like I said, I'm not even sure the doctors would give me that, because people have often said, you know, we'll just take an extra tramadol, you know, when I'm really struggling. But it's just not that simple. I get a prescription for enough tramadol where I can take it 2 to 3 times a week and no more. You know, I would just run out. So the situation now with my migraine is I have it almost as soon as I wake up. Sometimes it's an hour later, but I'm not getting that same morning period. And then it seems to be lasting through the evening as well. So I don't really get any respite from it other than when I take the tramadol, and it's every day. You know, I have a migraine diary that I fill out, and most months I'll get 1 or 2 days that are mild. So I never know how to plan my week unless there are appointments. So like I said, I'll look, like last week I had the hairdressers in the week, so I knew that I needed to save my tramadol for them, because having my neck back and having my hair cut and all of that, having to talk to people, being in a loud salon, I knew that I would need to take it on that day. And then I saved the others for when I went to Cambridge to see my mum. But it's tricky in a kind of normal week, if you like this one coming up, because I'll have Watson at home for a couple of days. Watson's my dog, for those of you that don't know. I'm sure everybody knows. But then there'll be other days where he's with the walker all day, and it's ideal for me to do videoing like today. And although videoing isn't an essential, it's something that I really enjoy. I enjoy doing my YouTube videos. It's something that does earn me a little bit of money while I can't work, you know. So I do bring in, as I've told you guys before, well, I used to earn about £600 or £700 a month from it. Now it's down to about 300 or 400, because I've not done as many videos, and as obviously then the less videos, the less clicks, the less affiliate links, it's all kind of reduced. But it's also a reason for me to, you know, get up, put a face of makeup on, get dressed up, that kind of thing. So it's quite an important part of my life. And then obviously Watson is a big part of my life as well, and he's a very highly energetic dog that needs, you know, I can't just walk him around the block and he'll be okay. I need to take him up into the hills and give him a good walk and do some training with him, that kind of thing. So I look at the week and I think, okay, I can save 2 for the weekend, but what day am I going to take that other one on? Am I going to take it on a day that I can do filming? And then on the other days when I need to take Watson for a walk, I'm just dragging myself round, you know, in my sunglasses and my hat, and just not really wanting to speak to anyone, and probably not in the right place. Like Watson will feel that from me, you know. Or do I take it on the days where I'm taking Watson out, and I'll go for a longer walk, which is good for my health anyway, you know, in the fresh air. And it's something I really enjoy when I've got no pain, you know. When I have no migraine, I love going walking. But then I don't seem to be able to manage to get myself through videos when I have a really bad migraine, because honestly, I'd be sitting here like this going, yeah, this is my favourite, and I don't really care why. You know, I couldn't even do, I don't think, a vlog when it's really bad, because I feel like if I'm sitting here, I'm doing this, and like I said, even my own voice hurts. I've taken a tramadol today and decided that I'm doing filming, and then Watson is going to be home and I'm going to take him for a walk. So I'm trying to do it that way. But that's the thing, when I get these 3 or 4 hours, my voice is still hurting my head, which means that, you know, like I said, the tramadol's working a bit, but it's not working as well as it used to. But when I get these 3 or 4 hours, this is the only opportunity I have to do everything that needs to be done, from booking appointments to cleaning the house to doing groceries to having a shower to, you know, everything that needs to be done, speaking to friends and family, all of those things. Because outside of that, when I have a migraine, I can't really text, I can't look at my phone. I'll occasionally manage to do like an Instagram post, but I don't type on my phone because of my the arthritis in my hands. You know, I've got all the other Ehlers-Danlos stuff going on at the same time, of course. So I don't tend to look at my phone. I can look at the TV. I'm okay watching TV, but I have to have the volume down very, very low, so I can't hear it very well. I can't really research anything. That's something else that I like to do when I've got some healthy hours like I have now, is to try and look into different treatments for migraine and things that people have suggested, you know, and answer my comments and things like that. So that's why this channel has not been the same, and it's sort of, I think, had, I don't want to say a decline, because I get some lovely comments from people saying that you enjoy my content, and hopefully, you know, a lot of you do, but I know also there's a lot of you that are from years ago and are waiting for me to redo things like the ingredient spotlight videos, and they're the ones that I really, really enjoy. But sadly, researching those kind of in-depth videos takes a lot of work. You know, I used to do it over 2 or 3 nights, and just the fact of keeping my head down, looking at an iPad and writing would actually make the migraine worse. So that's something I had to stop doing, and so I need to do videos that don't need as much research. And the other thing is I can film videos. So for example, today I can film, or this morning I can film, but probably filming, and I don't think it's the lights, because I changed the lights in case it was that. I think it's just the position I'm sitting in sometimes causes me real problems with the migraine as well. And so it then can be days before I get another opportunity, another healthy few hours to try and edit it. So sometimes you'll see videos weeks apart with me in the same outfit, and it's taken me a long time to get it edited. So it all sounds a bit, you know, I thought a bit depressing, and I thought, why am I doing this video? I'm doing it because I think I'm a good communicator. I like, you know, I appreciate that everybody has stayed following me and stayed watching my videos and is being patient and knows what I'm going through. And so I want to keep everybody informed and say, this is what's going on with me. And if you don't see videos, that's why it's going to be. My plan for my next videos is I am going to still try and do the 2022 favourites, but I thought what I'd do to make them a little bit easier is break them down into smaller videos. So rather than doing the best face makeup of 2022, I do the best foundations of 2022, and then there's only a little bit of, like, I still need to do my notes on prices and range of colours and all of that, but that'll make it a little bit easier, you know, break everything into smaller chunks. It can be a bit of a vicious cycle, because I think migraine isn't something that is that stress affects. A lot of people will say, oh, stress won't help it, but when you look it up, that's not one of the things that is affected by stress. Like IBS, for example, if you've got problems with your stomach, is affected by stress, but they say that migraines are not affected by stress. Both neurologists have told me that. But I think stress affects your whole body, you know, so there's definitely an element there. And then when I've got a migraine and I know that I need to get some content filmed and up to you guys, it gets me really stressed. I feel really guilty about it, you know. And so I guess another reason for doing this video is that hopefully if I'm in that position, I can be a bit softer on myself and say, you know what, it's just going to need to wait. And it makes a difference to us financially, like I say, and that makes me feel guilty as well, you know, because Kev is earning the money, and my money was kind of a little bit extra, if you like, you know, and we're very lucky to be in the financial position that we're not going to be broke without my income, but we're going to have to be more careful than we've ever been before. You know, anybody that does want to follow my life more closely, I think Instagram is probably the best place, and I do everything from Instagram is copied onto Facebook, but I don't interact as much on Facebook. Well, I don't interact as much on Instagram either, to be honest with you, because like I said, it's tricky. I can put a post up, but to constantly be replying to comments isn't so easy. But I do post a lot on Instagram, particularly if I'm doing things like when I did all my animal experiences, or if we've gone on a nice walk. And I sometimes think people will be going, oh, well, she's been out walking and she's done this and she's done this. And it's like, well, that has been very specifically timed. Like if we go for a walk at the weekend, if we're going on a family adventure, as we call it, I have to take the tramadol pretty quickly, because I can feel okay, and then within 5 minutes I can feel awful, and getting a hot flush, which I'm saying hot flush, you get these with migraine and with menopause, and I don't know which this is when it comes on, you know. what was I saying? Walking. Yeah, I have to time it specifically so that it kicks in for my walk. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit now, I know. So hopefully this wasn't too boring a video. I know it was just me moaning, but like I said, I thought that it would be good to share with you what's going on, and hopefully this will be over soon. I keep hoping that, because for some women with menopause it makes migraine worse, and for some women it makes it better, it stops. I know a lot of you over on my health channel have commented that people with the menopause have just found that, like post-menopause, that their migraines have disappeared. Other people it's made them worse. So I am really hopeful that for me it will make them better, that they will disappear, and it shouldn't be long now until the end. So yeah, keep your fingers crossed for me. But if you want to know more about all my health issues, and I do, you know, as regular as I can, migraine updates, then go and check out Life as a Zebra. So thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you again soon.